So Queen is going to perform at the 2019 Oscars. Hooray. Do we really care? I guess. Maybe if you're like, oh, I don't know, a second generation Queen fan, the Queen fans that have suddenly popped up since Adam Lambert took over the reins of head singer, maybe you get some excitement about that. But if you're like me, kind of an old school guy, kind of like an old school Queen guy, yeah, I was around for the matter of fact, if I remember right, like the second single I think I ever bought was Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm almost sure of that. It was definitely one of the first 345s I ever bought. So, I go back. I like, Night at the Opera and, the Game. That's a great record. If you've never listened to the Game is an awesome record. That's the album that has Crazy Little Thing Called Love on it and a lot of other good songs. The Dragon Attack, yeah, Dragon Attack, yeah. So, I'm not a hardcore Queen fan, but I do love me some Queen. So, you know what? When Adam Lambert took over the reins, this is like, oh, yeah, dude, and it's not a matter of, like, you are not Freddie Mercury, and, because I can take it, with when people take over. Like, I loved Van Halen, 1984, and then when Sammy Hagar took over, then, yeah, okay, I was down with Sammy Hagar. It was okay. It was its own different sound, but that was okay. That was an okay transition. That worked. But I'm sorry, Queen, Adam Lambert, no, it doesn't work. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work. I don't care, And like I said, I didn't need anybody to be Freddie Mercury. I just needed somebody to be good, and it just doesn't work. I don't know, And I know a lot of fans out there like now they're screaming. They're like, "Hey, screw you, man! Adam Lambert's awesome." Okay, yeah, okay, he might be awesome, but you know what? And like I said, he's not even close to being the caliber of Freddie Mercury. And I don't even know if you actually need to be, but at the very least, you just need to be good. Okay, and that's just how I feel about it. Whatever. So anyway, Queen just got the call up from the Oscar committee because they've got a show and they just got to figure out a way to salvage this show because they got no host. And this whole thing is going to be on autopilot. So, A, they're probably just trying to fill some time. B, they're trying to get people to watch. And so, of course, one of the movies that has been nominated for a bunch of things is Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the story of Queen. Okay, so that's definitely going to be it's going to be a part of the whole broadcast. And so, of course, if that's going to happen, then of course, you got to try to drag Queen in. And so, of course, they tried to drag Queen in, and Queen has said yes. So they will be performing at the 2019 Oscar Awards, okay? And honestly, like I said, the news is just a blip on the radar, I mean, and here's the thing, this is really kind of crazy and kind of interesting, this, and it's also kind of weird. I'm going to explain this. I'm going to try to explain this whole thing anyway. So, anyway, you had Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert took over in what? I think it was like 2009, 2010, 2011, somewhere around there, as a lead singer of Queen, and Queen has been touring with this guy. But in the background, there's another guy, and this guy, if you don't know who he is, well, maybe you should know who he is, because if they win any type of awards of Bohemian Rhapsody, especially for the music, you're probably going to hear this guy's name some way, some shape or form. His name is, wait for it, Mark Martel. Now, if you don't know who Mark Martel is, then you're a fraud as a Queen fan, because this dude, this guy right here, has got pipes. This guy can sing. And not only can he sing, he sings almost as good as Freddie Mercury himself. In fact, all the things that you hear in the movie Bohemian Rhapsody was actually sung by Mark Martel. They used his voice and a little bit of Freddie's voice, and that's where they got the Murder of the Soundtrack. He basically did a lot of singing on this thing, and he was discovered by none other than Roger Taylor back I think it was in 2013, right? And this is his quote: "We were very lucky to find Mark Martel." This is talking about a show I guess he put together. I think it's called the Queen Extravaganza, Queen Experience, something like that. I can't remember the actual title of it, but this is his quote. He said, "We were very happy to find Mark Martel. That voice. You listen, close your eyes, and think it's Freddie. It's really uncanny. And if you've never seen this guy sing, he's absolutely right. It is uncanny. This guy knocks it out of the park. Literally in the same way that Filipino guy who basically took over Steve Perry's part in Journey and how he started going around and touring with Journey. It's the same kind of thing. But Mark Martell is an insanely incredible talent, right? So for old school guys like me, when you take this guy, Mark Martell, and actually he's touring right now with this Queen Extravaganza, and he's been doing it for the last couple of years. I mean, this guy's voice is so ridiculously similar to Freddie Mercury that he actually went on a show in, I think it was in France. It's kind of like the American Idol of France. Like, I don't know what the exact show was, but it was something like that. And one of the panelists on this show, one of the judges, is Celine Dion, right? This guy comes out, he starts singing "Somebody to Love," and Celine Dion immediately starts to cry. Dude, you made Celine Dion cry. His voice is that stinking good. He did a viral video probably back in 2011, and I think it was a video that he used to audition for this Queen Extravaganza, and the thing just totally blew up immediately. Just totally immediately blew up. Now, like I said, Martell is that good, and you know what? It wouldn't be that bad if it weren't for the fact that half the time, it doesn't seem like Adam Lambert's even trying, man. You know what? I don't know. When you take up the mantle of Freddie Mercury, and like I said, you don't have to be Freddie Mercury, but at the very least, you've got to have some swag. You've got to come out and just like own the stage or something. I mean, try to come close, you know? And so I remember a couple of years ago, Queen did, they did a concert in Rio, The Rock in Rio. They hold it out there every year. You know, it's a big show. It's kind of like Coachella, but it's in Rio, whatever. And Queen performed at this show. And Adam Lambert was just so dull, so boring, so one-dimensional. Dude, it's like, dude, do you not realize you're in front of like 80,000 people right now singing? You know, and it's like nothing. It's like nothing. And so, you know, Adam Lambert, I'm sure, nice guy. I'm sure, real talented guy. Lead singer of Queen? No. It just doesn't work, man. It just doesn't work. So, you know, I know that, you know, this whole thing is like I said, geared to bring people in to watch the Oscars. But you know what? If you're tuning into the Oscars to see Queen perform, then you're going to be massively disappointed. And if the Academy had any smarts, they would have had Queen and told Adam Lambert to stay home and let Mark Martell, the guy that actually did the voices on Bohemian Rhapsody, sing with Queen. Which all the old school Queen fans, the ones who know who Mark Martell is, have been asking for the last, 4 or 5 years. Because like I said, this guy's voice is ridiculously uncanny to Freddie Mercury's. And like I said, you don't need to have somebody exactly like Freddie Mercury, but man, I'm talking, you know, it's like that scene in Ratatouille where the critic sits down and has the ratatouille. He takes one bite and his mind flashes back to when he was a boy. That's exactly the way it is with Mark Martell when he sings. It is ridiculous. So, having said that, if you haven't seen this guy sing, he's got plenty of videos here on YouTube. Look him up, check him out, and see if I'm lying about any of the things I just said. In terms of the Oscars performance itself, people are kind of trying to hype this thing up. But like I said, the people that know what it could be with Mark Martell, as opposed to what it probably will be with Adam Lambert, you know, this is nothing but disappointing. Okay, so that's all I got for right now. Thanks for listening. God bless. Good night.